So I'm sat under the shade of what looks like a field maple, which is nice. How you doing, Val? You alright? Simon, buddy, you okay, mate? Caney, how you doing? You alright? Ah, Queen's Crown. Yeah, so I'm sat in the shade of, like I say, a field maple. We've got birch all around us. There's a couple of beech trees in the background. And I'm sat on the edge of a bluebell field that's all but dead. Look around, all the petals are wilted, everything's dying off, and now all the bugs and flies are coming out. So I've been sat here for about 15 minutes, nice and quietly, nice and chilled, had a cup of coffee, just listening to what's going on. Sounds like there's an owl just off there giving his hooting away. I've got a stream that runs just in front of you, which has got a lovely babbling to it, and there's some high-pitched shrills. They're coming off over there, and every so often you'll hear a rustle just above me, or just to the left of me. I think we've got a couple of squirrels having a dance. Second I've started speaking, everything's gone really quiet. Obviously, they're not sure why the woodland suddenly started talking. How you doing, Mum? You okay? It was interesting. There's a path that runs behind me, quite high up along here, and then it comes down this track, and it's about 100 metres that way. There's a bridge, and I could hear some people walking along the top, and as I did, you could hear the noise of the woodland getting quieter, and as they got to the other side of me, it's the noise of the woodland started going up there, and as it died off down there. And it's funny how our presence alters the acoustics of inside, or the cacophony, as you will. Yeah, I mean, I'm not Chris Packham out here, but I do enjoy it. It's such a nice, peaceful little spot to be in. Oh, Mum and Dad have said hi. I've really nothing to talk about today. I wandered past. I was thinking about showing you making like a dandelion tea or something. But most of the yellow flowering dandelion heads have gone now. It's too early in the year for blackberries. It's too late to make anything with nettles, really. So all the basic stuff is a bit out of tune now. So I just thought we'd sit and chill. So how's you guys been out there? You're all stuck at home in this glorious weather. Are you managing to get out? Are any of my walks inspiring you to get out? Is me sitting here being eaten by midges entertaining for you? Oh, that was a green fly. I don't know, let me know, tell me how you're feeling. It'd been nice to have some sort of interaction from you lot. Got some nice little fern heads growing up at the side of me. And that's it, that's all I've got. Ender, mate, how you doing, mate? Yeah, so I'm back in Judy Woods. Yeah, different spot this time. In fact, not too far. I figure while we're getting used to... there's a couple of starlings who've just started dancing around in the trees. But while I'm getting used to this talking to you live with no prompts, I'd stick pretty close to home and see how it goes. So yeah, this is my local patch. If you go back to any of my YouTube videos, I made the homemade stove, the IKEA wood burning stove. I did that just behind us, and the IKEA tripod, the Aussie tripod, sorry, I did that pretty much where I was sat yesterday. So it turns out I have my favourite spots in this one. I didn't realise that I was gravitated to any particular place. There's some people just walking up the other side of the river. I've got ants in my coffee now. That's nice, extra protein. You know, they say if you boil ants, like really boil them like a good 5 minutes, when you eat them, they taste like strawberry candy floss, but like, you know, the bit when it gets wet and turns really crystalline, that crunchy bit. So yeah, if anyone ever wants to boil up some woodlice, not woodlice, some ants, they turn into strawberry candy floss. Morning Kelly, how you doing? Stella, how are you too? Woodlice, if you cook them, they taste like strawberry orange prawns. They're part of the crustacean family, so they're surprisingly nice actually. I don't mind eating them. No, I didn't think that'd be one for you, Kelly. So yeah, Kelly, I was just asking how everyone is. If everyone's coping all right. We're halfway end of week 10 now. Friday's going to be tricky for me to get out, so I might have to do one back at home. So maybe I don't know. We'll review another video. Not my cup of tea. Well, let's ask the question, Stella. Have you ever tried roasted woodlouse? Have you ever tried boiled ants? If the answer is no, how do you know it's not for you? There must have been a time when the notion of boiling a potato seemed like a weird thing to do. Or, I don't know, frying an egg. I mean, there's got to be a point in life when these things hadn't been done. You know, even eating chocolate, I mean, someone had to invent that. I bet people were put off by that. So yeah, so Friday, I'm probably not going to be able to make it out into the woods. So I'll be at home. I might choose one of my favourite walks from the past, then go back to an old school method of chatting. Or I don't know, I could waffle on about some kit. So yeah, so I was asking Kelly, how are you coping? How's everyone doing? Week 10, almost week 11 in this lockdown. We have gorgeous weather. So, you know, hopefully you've not been cooped up too much inside. It's nice to get out. Like I was sat here for a good 10-15 minutes just chilling, just unwinding. So if you can, I encourage you all, come out with a picnic, with a coffee, and just spend enough time that the well, Kelly, you make a very, very valid point. But you know, people eat all sorts of stuff in different countries, so you know, horse is quite a delicacy in places. Frogs' legs, insects, goats, lovely. But yeah, go out, sit down long enough and quietly enough that the things around you come back. You know, when you walk through the woods, the birds shut up, the squirrels run away. Sit down long enough for them to come back and just listen. I mean, I go camping. I do solo camps, and I'll sit for hours, not necessarily doing nothing. I might be making something like a spatula or something, so a bit of carving, bit of rope work. But you do it silently, and you do it slowly, and everything starts to come alive around you. And you realise how detached from nature we've become. You know, we have clocks. We have our 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock we start jobs, 5 o'clock we finish them, regardless of daylight, sunlight. And it's nice to tune back into the pace of nature, Mother Nature. So yeah, if you haven't done that, try it. If it sounds frustrating, take your phone. Sit down, check Facebook for half an hour. You'll soon realise that everything's going at a slightly different pace to us. Which is why when you go camping, like the second morning, you always feel so much more chilled because you've had a time to tune into your surrounding. Even on a campsite, when you're getting woken up by the sun, and in your tent or wherever you're sleeping, the sun goes down and it's kind of that's bedtime then. So yeah. This is my happy place. I'm glad you've joined me for a little bit. I think next week, if you've enjoyed these talks, I think next week I'll try and plan to show things a little bit more. I don't necessarily want to show you camping tips, not really why you're here, but just talking about what's in the woods maybe might be fun. You know, how to figure out north or east or anything like that. It's really difficult because there's no direct feedback on what I'm talking to, so I am literally sat in the woods talking to, well, there's a tree behind you guys, so I'm sat facing a tree talking to that. So I could go off on a tangent and you guys not be into it, or I could be talking about something that you're really engaged with. So a little bit of feedback genuinely helped me at this point. If you're happy for me just to be here and we're having this chat, then that's great. I'll keep doing this. I'll change it up. Like I say, I might spend a bit of time by stream next week, or I can show you, I don't know, tying a knot or something, or some foraging stuff. Bring out some kit, make a cup of tea with a little alcohol stove or something. I don't know. This is sort of your time. I'm just facilitating this bit of happiness in your life, this bit of routine. I'm here for Kane and Brandon and Awais and Jake and everybody else, just so they can see my face and keep talking and be in a place that they're happy with. But for everybody else who's watching, for Josh, how you doing? You alright, mate? For everyone else who's just here because they're enjoying what I'm doing, let me know what it is that you're enjoying about it, and I'll try and tailor it to that. Because I'm aware that I'm sat here and struggling to think of subjects. There's a person walking a dog up there, so I'm kind of hoping, I'm kind of sat on half, so I'm hoping they don't come through. But yeah, I'm enjoying just sitting and talking. If you're enjoying sitting and listening, great, we'll carry on doing this. Like I said, there's a couple of things in the woods we can make cups of tea with. That's one of my favourite pastimes. Finding various plants, leaves, roots, needles to make brews with. Don't you? But I think I've taken enough of your time. 15 minutes sat here. So you know the score by now, guys. Look after yourselves, look after each other. If you're going out, make sure it's a necessary trip. Make sure you make the most of the time you are going out with. Don't just take a walk down the street. Find a local patch. We can drive to places now. Pictures of beauty, but you know it's important to keep that social distancing. Don't crowd up. Find a place in the world that's your own. Sit, chill, slow down, and enjoy it. And all of a sudden, I've spiked up to 8 people watching. Just as I'm about to say goodbye. So for everyone who's watching, I'm in Junie Woods. This is probably the last woodland one I'm doing this week. There's a dog coming to say hello. So take care, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.